G'day viewers, Sep here. What I've got for you today is a couple of ways of how to deflate your tyres. If you're going to hit the sand, you're in your car or you've got your caravan on the back or whatever, and you need to let some air out of your tyres, what options have you got? So I've got two in particular here. One's an Xtm Tyre Deflator, and that one removes your valve out of the tyre. So it's pretty quick once you get the valve out, that is. It comes in a little packet, a little case that you put it in. And then you've got these other ones. They're from Icheck Tpms. There's 4 of them in the box, and these ones actually screw onto your valve and they turn off at a set PSI. And I'll show you a close-up of these so you understand how these work and how you set them. So we might do that first. First of all, I'll explain these numbers, how it works. So we've got 15 PSI, 25 PSI. We've got, I'll just bring this up a bit so you can see it. We've got 10 PSI on that line there. They're really small these, so it's pretty hard for me to point properly. 20 PSI there, 30 PSI there. Then we have a row of numbers down the bottom. We've got minus numbers on this side, plus numbers on this side. So as you go down and set these, so let's just set these at, we want to drop our tyre pressure to 20 PSI. So we're going to go to 20 here on this line and 20 on the number up the top here. So we just wind this down, the inside part here. I'm struggling to see this, so just bear with me. So we're going to get the bottom of that ring. We're just about to line up now. So we've got the bottom of this here, lined up with that line 20 there. And there's the number 20, which is going to be in line here. So let's just do that. So there's 20. So if we want this tyre to go down to 20, that's where we're going to line it. So then what we do, it's very easy to move this. So you've got to hold it, and then you tie down the top. Turn this top down here. And once we tighten that up, so we've got to make sure it doesn't move off the 20 there. And we hold it and we tighten that up. And this one is now set at 20 PSI. So, and we're going to put this on a tyre shortly, and we're going to have a look at it. So that's 20. Now if we want to go to 25 PSI on our tyre, well there's 25 next to it on this side. So all we do there is we undo it at the top, so we hold that, undo it, and then we're going to rotate around, so the bottom again, that there, lines up with 25, and the number 25 lines up over 25, the word 25. So if we go around again, that's too far. So there's our 25 there. Right, so there it is there. Again, we put it on the 25 line down there and then on the 0. So that will now let the tyres down to 25 PSI. So if we want to go say 26 or 27 instead of say 30, then all you do is you move, again you've got to undo the top here, and then you move this around to one of these smaller numbers down here. Now I'm struggling to read that again, sorry, but I think that's 0.5, that's 1 PSI, so it's in half PSI increments. So you want to drop it down to say 26, then you bring that around and line that up right there. So that's plus 1 PSI on top of the 25 mark there. So that'd be 26 is what this will drop down to. And of course, if you want to go the other way and you want to go 24, well then you'll go to the negative side and you'll stick it right there. So that'll be lined up on your 25 here, over this side. And then you'd have it plus minus 1, which would make it 24. And then you tighten it up at the top here. But I suppose not many people would do that and go in 1 psi increments. You'd normally go 5, 10, 15, 20 or whatever it might be. So these range pretty much from wherever you want to start from, say 10, and it goes up to 30. But yeah, it might be a bit hard for you to see there, but that's sort of how it works. And then you screw them straight on the tyre once you've set your pressure, and then it'll deflate itself and stop at that pressure you've set it at. So that's pretty much how they work. Now you've had a look at how to set these, what we might do is we'll bang one of these on this tyre. I've got it all set up here, and we'll show you how it works. So it's all been preset, this one. I've got it set on 20 psi, so this will bring this tyre down to 20 psi. At the moment it's sitting on, I'll just check that, just with the gauge, 39.5, that's what that's set at. This one's set at 20. We'll screw it on and you'll see how it works, and you'll probably hear it all deflating at the same time. So simple thing, it's already preset, screw it on. And you can hear it going down. I'll let that run. It'll automatically turn itself off, so I won't edit the video, so if you want to time it, you can. This is just a standard car tyre, 195 by 75. And like I said, we've got 40 psi roughly at 39.5. So I've never used these on the car at all. I generally steer clear of anywhere I can get bogged. Loose sand, mud, whatever else, corrugation. So they were actually sent to me as part of a tyre pressure management system I bought actually from Icheck, and these just were part of the deal, these deflators. So I thought I'll have a look at them and see how they work. Might be able to help somebody out here. Show them how the, well, there it is there, so it's turned itself off. So that now should be at 20 psi, so we'll just unscrew it. When you unscrew these, I normally grab it from the bottom here, because I notice if you screw it from the top, you might move the PSI setting. So I grab it from the bottom and take it off like that. And it's still, just to make sure, it's still set at 20. So we'll check that with the gauge. .5 that's at, so it's pretty accurate really. We're aiming for 20. So what I'll do now is I'll turn the compressor on, so I'll probably stop the video for a sec, it's pretty noisy, and pump this back up to 40, and then we're going to use the deflator, this one. We've now got the Xtm Deflator. The way this works is you've got a shaft at the top here. You've also got this kneel section that you screw onto the valve core itself, the stem itself, and you push this down to remove the valve core, which unscrews, then you pull it up, and then you actually move this up and down to deflate your tyres. So I'll show you how to work it. It's pretty simple. I've had a couple of goes at it, but I've noticed I've had a bit of trouble getting the valve out, so we'll have a look. So pretty straightforward. I've got that pushed down. That goes down. Bring it over this side for you. Put that on top in the down position. We screw this down onto the valve. Get that down pretty firm but without going overboard. So that's on, that's down. Now we're going to push this down and turn it clockwise just till we feel that we connect down to the core itself. So then what I've been doing is I've put my finger on top there to keep a bit of pressure down, and then we turn it anti-clockwise. So we're undoing the core, the center of the valve, and that's going to pop out theoretically. So we just keep going so we feel as though it's all the way out. Now I've got a gauge here, of course, so we can watch what pressure it's at. I've got this back at 39.5, so now that pops back up because the pressure is now in this shaft. So theoretically, when we pull this up, when we lift this base up here, if the valve's out properly, we'll start letting the tyre down. And this is quite quick, so let's see how we go. Now the valve's not, because it's not pulled all the way out, the air's not flowing out nice and solid. It means the valve's not out properly. So we're going to just play with the valve a bit. Unscrew it a little bit more, just make sure it's out. So I'm having trouble with this, getting the valve out of here. So what we might do is we might lift this tyre up and we'll see how we go deflating it in the upright position. Because I think what's happening is the valve itself, because it's on an angle, it hasn't got enough pressure to push the core out because it's up on an angle. So if we have it going downwards now, hopefully the pressure will be enough to push the core down, and the weight of the core will just let it drop down. So we'll give you a bit of a look at that. Okay, so I've still got it screwed on here. That's in the down position. So let's release the valve, which I said hopefully this tyre sits there for me. Oh, hang on. Let's get going. So we're undoing the valve now. Just got to keep a bit of pressure on that because we've got a bit of air pushing it out now. Okay, so that should be now released. The valve should be back in this tube in here, the core itself. So let's see what happens. No, it's still not released. We'll just give it a bit more of a turn. So it's still the core. There we go, got it. You probably can hear that coming down. So I'll just turn it off there. So I've got it down to 25. You might not be able to see that there. So it was on 40 or 39.5. So it's pretty quickly coming down. I'll just hold it because the tyre's going to fall backwards. We're on 24 there, roughly. Yep. About 21 sitting at the moment. Well, just under 20 now. So as you can see, it goes down pretty quick. So what we'll do now is to put it back. We'll just screw the valve back in. So I'm just screwing this clockwise. So that valve's back in there now. So what we'll do is we'll just undo this part here. I'm just trying to do this so I don't drop the tyre back. So there you have it. I'm not sure which I would say would be better than the other. This one's an Xtm, but there's a lot of variants on these ones. There's a lot of different brands out there, whether it's just this particular one that I was having a bit of trouble with, or whether they're all similar. I'm not really sure, as I've only got this one. But obviously when you pull the valve out, it does actually come down pretty quick. So that's that type. Of course, these ones here seem to work really well. It's they might be a little bit slower, but once you've got them set to what you want, You just screw them on, very easy to screw them on. There's no removing the valve core, and then they drop down to the pressure you want. So as long as you've got them adjusted correctly, and you're careful not to misalign them when you're screwing these onto the valve, I think they're pretty good. Of course, and you don't have to use these type of things either. You can use your pocket knife if you want. You know, you've got matchsticks. Not all of us carry matchsticks, of course, or just a twig that you find in the bush. So these are just some options, I suppose. Hopefully you got something out of that. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I'll see you on the next one.